So today let's talk about going to other planets. Um, there is a hype that we can colonize other planets. There is some conspiracy theories going on that rich will leave the Earth and go and be able to afford colonizing other planets and you know keep their uh, you know keep our species going, whatever. And I will explain why this is not going to happen, very likely not to happen. And so this is basically my documentary. I hope many of you know this. It's called The Connections 2021, short documentary. And under that, there was a comment. So I made a comment about this issue, about colonizing other planets, because nowadays they say everything is possible. We went to the moon and everything is possible. Yes, but going to the moon wasn't, it was a complex problem, but it wasn't as complex as we as the problems that we have to deal today. And also it was less complex than our technological civilization. And also um, we tried it a lot of times, right? So um, basically, with the technological civilization, with technology, we don't have that much chances of trying, because with each try, unlike the trials to launch rockets, with each try we are actually destroying the nature. So that's the difference between going to the moon and making technology sustainable or colonizing other planets. They are very different levels of complexity, and that's why we are not going to do it. But so actually, I am going to prepare this video. I'm making this video because someone commented under my comment about colonizing other planets, and this person said, "Pin this comment to the top." But there is another comment that I have pinned here, which I really like this because it just gives the basic idea very nicely, and the basic idea of the documentary summarizes very nicely, and anyone can understand it, even those who don't know about these topics uh, very much. They can still read this and have some insight about what to expect from the documentary, etc. That's why I pinned this down, pinned this up there. There are many other amazing comments. Um, People just sharing their experiences, and you know. Uh, but as I said, I chose this one because to pin, because that's like um, actually I like this, like the duality that we have been, the false solutions that we have been brainwashed with, in a way, let's say, left and right in politics, you know, polar opposite logic, in a way, in many ideologies. So these ideologies and these false solutions are leading us down the road to extinction. And this is a very deep realization. And because that's why I was very happy that this person was able to realize this. And so that's why I decided to make a video about this instead of pinning this comment, because I think this comment is also kind of important, that many people, without questioning, they just believe that we can colonize other planets eventually. They just believe in this. But yeah, if when you say we, if you mean like some potential robot or something, yeah, maybe, but not humans. Um, I will explain why. So, those who think that colonizing other planets will save us should consider this. We, okay. One problem with that is that you, as a human, depend on Earth's nature for your long term physical and mental health, and it is near impossible to replicate that on other planets in a sustainable way because it is near impossible to find planets at habitable zones similar to Earth with similar gravity, magnetic field, and elementary composition. Yes, one thing they don't tell you is that planets must have similar elementary composition to Earth to be able to make habitable to humans and also construct anything close to Earth's ecosystem there. So many people miss this very important part, element there, that the elementary composition of the planets must also be very similar to Earth's chemical composition, right? Elementary composition. And also construct anything. Okay. At best, you would live a miserable life like a plant in a bottle. But that's not my main argument. Another more fundamental problem is that you are bringing technology and expecting to exist in harmony with the biological life, humans, or other life forms that you brought to the new planet, which is fundamentally the same problem we are facing here. The fundamental problem of having unintended consequences due to the inherent difference in evolution rates of technological and biological systems would prevent you from establishing any sustainable system. Now, this is the crucial thing to understand here. Due to the inherent difference in evolutionary rates of technological and biological systems, would prevent you from establishing any sustainable system. That's the main problem that we are having here with technology. That's what I was trying to explain in the documentary too. That's the main problem that we are having. That's why it will collapse. That's why it is not sustainable. That's why it is destroying Mother Nature because they are incompatible. They are, as I mentioned in my other videos too, they are totally two different songs. You can do the same experiments here on Earth on an island, and sooner or later you will see that humanity will destroy that island by their technology. The problem with technology that I have explained in my documentary is a very fundamental one, and we can't escape it by going to other planets or even if we discovered a way traveling in time. Where there is technology and biological organisms as we know them, such as humans, there will be there will inevitably be exponentially growing problems. So that's because of the unintended consequences caused by the disharmony between those two different paradigms. One is technology, another is biological life. So inhabiting other planets is nothing more than a propaganda for the corporations. Also, like sending cars to the orbit is another form of propaganda for the corporations that want to give people false hopes to keep the status quo. The only logical way is to abolish technological civilization and bear the consequences for long term well being if humans and other organisms that are currently with us are considered. So we can say, you know, um, some people say like, yeah, extinctions always happens. It's normal part of the evolution. So why prevent it? Well, if you care about humans, which most people probably don't, because we are really acting in terrible ways due to our technology again. So I don't really like. I don't even. I see even like humans as victims here, still in a way, uh, victims of their own basically, and other organisms which they are like they did nothing wrong basically. They didn't come up with technology. All these species that are going extinct and suffering all the habitat destruction, right now. Um, if we consider those, and if we say we don't want to destroy they are valuable, we don't want to destroy them, we don't want to destroy most of the mother nature, then we need to abolish technological civilization and bear the consequences. Because if we keep this thing going, which I think we will keep it going as much as we can, then we will fall from higher heights, and that will be the the long-term consequences will be much more destructive. We will lose in the long term much more than we will gain in the short term, and we are not actually gaining. That's what humans are not seeing. We are not gaining uh, even now, because even now, right now, not in the future, right now, we are still losing more than what we gain. We don't have, like, in terms of, we need harmony with the rest, and we are losing harmony. Even today we are losing more and more each day our harmony with the rest, and that is causing mental problems, that is causing physical problems, many problems uh, are being created, which in the past, let's say, when we had less technology, we had fewer problems, such as it was one of the most serious might be child mortality, and also, you know, um, dying from disease, etc. But I mean, the child mortality was the most serious one, and yeah, that was a big problem. But now, when we are coming up with all these things, um, we are making ourselves less and less happy, and we are basically like submitting our children to technological civilization, making their life their do they even live childhood anymore, I'm not sure, but and we are just making the earth inhabitable to the future generations, future children, basically. So it's uh, it's not a it's not a good idea to just keep this thing going. um, okay, so I don't want to make this too long. Let's read the final sentence and just finish this. All the other alternatives include technologies, other alternatives than abolishing technological civilization. All the other alternatives include technologies which we know, as I have explained in documentary, are inherently incompatible with life as we know it. If you found this information valuable, share the documentary far and wide. So thank you very much for listening, and see you in another video.